Yeah, hey, Woodstock here again. Hope all is well. Hope you don't mind that cheesy intro. It was kind of like a last minute thing I thought I'd throw in there as an intro. So just having a little fun. Working on this new project with the cottonwood bark from the last video that I collected out in the forest. I have to say it's pretty cool stuff to work with. Using a basic wood chisel of Buck Brothers to clean up the area before I get to the more solid stuff underneath there. Just wanted to mention that I'll be inserting chapter points in this video and all future ones. They can be accessed within the video description, normally at the bottom section. So if you happen to find yourself wanting to skip around, this saves you time instead of scrolling through the video aimlessly. In case you're wondering, the camera was blocked early at the start of the video, so I had to omit those scenes because they were useless and you couldn't see anything. So, in case you're wondering what happened with that, that's the reason why I'm starting the video with the face already started in a semi-advanced stage, but not totally yet. But so that's the case with that. And I started off with the Dremel and flex shaft that Mike LaFleur sent me after he'd learned that the bootleg fire destroyed nearly all my personal belongings. But unfortunately, I found it had too much torque with the bark, so I switched to Stylo Plus. But the flex kit will come in handy when I go back to the pine knots. So I'll give a demo on that when the time comes. So yeah, I just want to say thanks again, Mike, for that. It was really a nice gesture. Something worth mentioning about the bark is that it's extremely soft and fragile, especially when it's concerning power tools. One has to be a little bit mindful about exerting too much pressure with the burrs, notably the aggressive kinds like saber-tooth and cutsaw. Those things really zing through that stuff really aggressively, and if you don't watch it, it's just pretty much end game. Subsequently, carving with the bark is more rapid and projects tend to not drag on like the harder wood, such as pine knots. So that's a nice characteristic about the cottonwood bark, I'd say. I do want to mention as well that there is a lot of dust produced, which necessitates wearing a mask along with eye protection. So if you're getting serious about this type of medium, it's highly recommendable because you don't want to get that stuff in your lungs. It can be pretty nasty at times. I found that these diamond burrs work well with this kind of material. They're the finer grade ones, and they're great for just finishing the details around the eyes and facial features. Basically, like smooths out everything. I'm mixing things up with this Mora knife from Sweden to remove material from around the chin area. I decided to give this guy a goatee of sorts, nothing extravagant. Wanted to stray away from the classic full beard style. Try something a little different, you know. I figured I'd give the power tools a break. They've been working hard enough as it is. So I'm going old school for now, and this knife goes through this stuff like it's nothing. Also, I wanted to give this Japanese gouge chisel a go with this stuff. It's a 13 millimeter curved blade that unfortunately has a nick on its edge, but it seems to work okay nevertheless. It was laying around for the longest time. It seemed like it was the right time to use it with this bark, though. Use scooping motions to remove the material with this one. It's kind of handy. Like I said, this guy's gonna have a goatee of sorts and also a linen cap with a conical tip, kind of like a gnome hat, but it's gonna be kind of tucked away in the bark. I didn't feel like removing all the bark just to show the hat in its entirety. I felt like the spirit needed to be emerging from the woods, so to speak. Yeah, the chisel works fine for scooping away his hat area here. Have to do some stop cuts so I don't like shear off the bark too as well. But I can see why these traditional carvers really love this stuff because it's doesn't take much effort at all to go through this wood. Back using the Mora knife. It's a sharp little knife from Sweden. Good thing to have around, I'd say. Intermittently, I hand sand the face to get the general look of the piece. From there, I can make minor adjustments, assess the situation, and probably seems like a waste of time to sand it before it's finished, but I find it necessary for me. Everyone has their modes of work. I just thought I'd pass that along in case anyone's wondering why the heck I'm sanding the piece like before it's finished. Yeah, this is the newer burr I got from Sabretooth. Kind of like an elongated flame burr, which works quite well for the hard to get places under the hat and around the face. And the trying to scratch in some of the goatee area there. Without many results, unfortunately. I'll have to try some different thing with that. But anyway, that burr is really good for the tight spots, and the idea was to give some depth to the overall piece by get into that area along the face and the hat. It gives it some more depth, actually. The ever obligatory steel wool or wire wool, as they call it in the UK again. Yeah, another Japanese chisel I'm busting out. It's like the V shape one. I'm not sure if I'm fond of it because it's leaving some jagged cuts, but it may be okay for facial hair, but not so much for detailing, I suppose. So I think I'll be less inclined to use this in the future. But I just thought I'd try it out as well. And the spherical burr I got at the same time as the elongated flame burr in a kit for like $90 for 6 of them. And they seem to last quite a long time. I'm still using my original ones, but they're dull compared to these. You can tell the difference. These things are going through the wood just like it's no one's business. Yeah, these are really workhorses when it comes to the woodworking process. And its shape is like less obtrusive, lending to a more organic feel. Definitely a nice bit to have. Here I'm using one of my favorite wood tools, a simple scribe double tip for versatility. I hand made this from an 1/8 inch steel rod from the hardware store and ground down the ends to shape the tips with a grinder. The thing is pretty invaluable in adding texture and lines to the surface. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.